looks like I'm wearing one of those face masks. I just need little cucumbers on my eyes or something. Okay, now I'm going to go into the shade Teal Green from Coastal Scents. And I'm going to use this crown brush right here, and I'm going to use it to kind of act as like a bronzer for the perimeters of my face and also along my cheekbones.
This is the future. Evolution.
Okay, now I'm going to go into Coastal Scents Deep Viridian, and I'm going to use this smaller brush here. This is from the Vintage Cosmetics Company, the Step 2 for the shadow brush. It's kind of fluffy but slightly angled, and I'm going to use this to really tighten up when I do contour. I'm not going to contour so much my jaw right now, maybe along the sides, but not my jaw until I actually paint that part of my face as well.
This is the future. Evolution.
Okay, so I threw some of that paint on my eyes so it doesn't skip. I think I might kind of set it a little with some translucent powder real quick. Okay, then I'm going to go into the Pretty Vulgar, the Blacklist, the Ink Blacklist Gel Eyeliner. And I'm going to use an angled brush. I'm going to use this to fill in my brows. I'm going to give myself slightly sad shaped brows, maybe. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, now to dive into eyes. Let's see, what do I want to use here? I'm going to go into the Wet n Wild 40 Pan eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take this yellow shade to start off with, I think. Yeah. Only for a certain portion of the eye look, not a lot of it. I'm going to take this blending eye brush from e.l.f. It's a blending brush, but it's a little more on the stiff side than normal blending brushes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack it right in the inner portion corner here. Around the eyebrow. And all the way up to the eyebrow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this more teal shade from the palette right here. And I'm going to use the same brush, dip right into that, and then go into the crease and blend into the yellow. Now when it comes to the outer corner here, I'm going to swoop it completely down and curve it around the lower portion of the eye. And then only bring it in about halfway. Now I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into this blue shade right here. Yep, right here. And I'm only going to pick up a little bit of it because I don't want it to be too blue. I want it to be more green. Since there's not a deeper green in this palette, I want to use just this palette for the eyes instead of flip-flopping back and forth, so I'm just going to take a little of it and mix it with the green. Just to give me a deeper color. You know, that blue is doing something slightly weird, and I wonder if it's the face paint underneath that's not letting it grip well, because I did use this blue for a different look before, so what I'm going to have to do is go into a different palette. Didn't want to, but I'm going to have to. I'm just going to go back and grab that shade Viridian that we used for the contoured area, and I'm going to use that to deepen up, oh, much better, deepen up areas of my crease. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some concealer on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to cut my crease and also part of the lower lash. Sorry, I keep glaring because of this lovely background. I'm going to, what was I saying? Going to cut my crease, and then I'm going to cut a portion of my lower lash line. And then to set it, I'm going to go in with this light bluish shade right here and set that with a flat brush. So then you should have something like this. I'm going to just take a little bit more of that. Actually, I'm just going to take this. Actually, I wasn't using this brush. Okay. I'm actually going to take whatever is left on this from that deep Viridian shade and blend it with that shade so it blends together. And then I am going to be going in with black to hopefully deepen this all up really well. Why is it blending away? Oh my goodness, I'm annoyed. I'm highly annoyed. I'm thinking it has something to do with the face paint that I have underneath, because normally I don't put it all over my lids. I normally use a eyeshadow primer. So this normally doesn't happen when I do this. Okay, now I'm going to take the black out of this palette and hope that I could salvage my eye look, because this is really starting to bug me. I'm just taking this small little angled fluffy brush . Placing it here on the outer corner. And then I'm also going to drag some of this on the lower lash line. Maybe it's that teal shade, because now the black is doing something a little odd. Okay, Now I'm just taking an angled brush and I'm going to run that up above the crease as well for more definition. Not a lot, just a little. It looks like more drawn on. The inner corner, I'm going to use this pink shade. I'm so annoyed with my eye look right now because it's just not sticking well. Part of me wants to wipe it all off and do it all over again, but then I'm like, my daughter is going to be home fairly soon and I just don't really have the time. So, I'm going to grab that pink on a little pencil brush. This is the Luxie 111 mini flat angled brush. And pop this on my inner corner here. At least that's showing up decently and not fading away. Part of me is wondering if I should put a little pink on my cheeks. No. We're just gonna go with no. I don't want to mess it up too much. Okay. So now I think I'm going to line my eyes with the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in the shade Black. I'm just going to do that off camera. And then for lashes, I'm going to go into these. I use these for my Hades look. WLEEC Beauty lashes in the style 36. And I'm going to throw a pair of those on the top. For the lower lashes, I might do a pair of Ardell Dummy Wispies, just the entire. I might cut them in half, or I might do the entire length. I don't know yet. But I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm just taking a wipe, and I'm going to look at my reference photo of the face chart. And I'm going to wipe off areas where I'm going to want that color to be, because I want to do yellow, and I don't think it would layer very well on top of this.
This is the future. Human error.
Okay, now that I have big chunks of my face paint missing, we're going to just grab some yellow. I think I might use a cream paint for this. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it for a sec. Okay, don't mind how disgustingly dirty this is. This is the CC Beauty Cream Paint Palette, and I'm going to take the yellow shade, and I'm going to just take a flat paintbrush. Just going to use that to fill in the areas I just created.
Evolution. This is the future.
Actually, I just had a better idea instead of the yellow, but I'll be able to rectify it with this. I'm going to go in with the shade Python Green from Coastal Scents to set this. Actually, no. You know what? First, I'm going to do the green in this palette and then do the edges, and then I'm going to set all of that with that shade, I think. Actually, you know what? I am going to take Python Green and probably set around the perimeters, but I do think I want to do like a distinct yellow in the center. Okay, I'm just going to take Sunflower Petal from Coastal Scents to set the very center of the yellow, and then I will take that Python Green shade and start to blend it outward. Now I'm going to go into the shade Shamrock Green. I'm just taking that same flat brush. I'm going to go along the very edges. And then I'll go in with an even deeper green later.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
Okay, now I'm going to go into the shade Pinehurst from Coastal Scents, and I'm taking this angled brush from Royal and Langnickel. And I'm going to go along the very edges and completely define the areas of the cracks and blend it in.
Evolution.
Okay, so I'm going to take the water activated face paint from Snazure, and I'm going to outline all this in black and then attach it with other cracks and stuff like that. Now I'm going to also be doing my neck and my arms off camera. I'm just going to paint it the same color and then do a little bit of definition with the shadows. And if you look at my ball jointed doll tutorial from Halloween, I'm going to do that on my fingers and wrist. I'm not going to show that process because I feel like this tutorial is going to be taking quite a bit of time anyway. And then I'm going to be throwing on a lip and a wig. I might be able to come back and talk to you for that, but my daughter's going to be home soon. She's fairly loud sometimes when my son's not here too, to keep her company. So yeah, I'm just telling you that now, so I'm going to just jump right in. Okay, here is where I was adding the black just along the edges to make them even more defined, and I do blend it slightly into the green.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
chart that there was writing in the cracks, so I decided to just take the green water activated face paint from Snazaroo and then just draw in some like symbols, like hieroglyphic type writing in the exposed cracks.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
And then taking the white cream face paint from CC Beauty in that palette, I am just using that to add highlights all around the big chips and chunks missing out of the doll face. Okay, then before I did my hands and I threw on my wig from Lolitane, and then I'm just taking Goth Topic from Wet n Wild, their liquid catsuit line, and I'm using that to apply to my lips. I first put it on, and then I cover it with some of that face paint, and then add more, so it's kind of like a faded out type of look.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution.
Okay, then I took this Wet n Wild highlighter. I can't recall what the name of it is off the top of my head, but it has a skull imprint on it. And I do believe it was part of their Halloween line. It's like a white gold highlight, and I'm just putting that on my nose and cheeks and Cupid's bow and all that good stuff.
This is the future.
Okay, and then I made this headpiece out of foam board, and then I hot glued it together and put some moss and some fake flowers. The little filigree, I bought some silicone tape, like popping marks, and I filled it with hot glue, and then when they were dry, I pulled them out and glued them on. This is kind of a close-up of what I have going on here, and this is my character, so yeah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, or if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.